Rohan's Corner, working overtime, recording fine, that's just prime. Super reviews, which will neutralize Hasbro's wave of crimes. Magic Square to the rescue, and New Age has got such super paintwork. Rohan is the mighty power that can save the day. Rohan, no one knows what lies behind his wall of fame. Rohan, always riding hard on Hasbro's trail. Come see the memes he plays every Friday.
Hey there, sports fans! Welcome back to the Corner of Rohan. Anywho, this week I have decided to do my video on the most exciting news of 2022. It is, of course, the one thing we've all been looking forward to all year. That massive, new, great big announcement that is PulseCon 2022. No, it's not that. No, you've already seen all of that. You've seen what's happened today. You've seen Few, and you've seen those two other idiots, and you know what's happening over the next 2 days. So no, I didn't decide to do it on that. Instead, I've done it on something that actually has been flying under the radar a little bit. It is something that some people may be hyped about, but when it was first showcased, I was like, I'm not sure about it. And it's Transformers Earthspark. So we saw on the show a few weeks ago with the guys showing off some of the clips from the new upcoming cartoon series that is Earthspark. It is a younger generation dedicated show. Let's not get this wrong. It definitely looks like it has been depicted for the kids. However, if we go back through the history of Transformers cartoons, there have been some really good ones which have been, built for children, and that I've really enjoyed, and hopefully you've really enjoyed, the likes of RID in 2000, 2001, and Animated and Prime, which are all fantastic series in my opinion. Much, much better than the other end of the spectrum with the likes of Energon, Armada, Cybertron, Cyberverse, which I didn't enjoy the second and third seasons of. The first season was okay, I guess, but the later seasons not so much. And RID 2015, much again, started off decently and then sort of lost its way and became kind of rubbish for me. But ultimately, yeah, I'm hoping that Earthspark's going to be decent. The animation, I'm not 100% sure about. The characters, we shall have to see. But what I want to talk to you about today is something that is actually getting me excited about, is some of the voice acting talent that we're going to get in Earthspark. Specifically, Danny Pudi as Bumblebee.
Heads up, newbies! School's in session.
For those of you who have seen Danny in multitude of other shows that he's been in, specifically for me, for Community, I really enjoyed this character. He's a really funny guy, and he brings out that straight man look really well. He's got a distinctive voice, and he, I think, will do a good job as Bumblebee. I think he will give us a little bit of that straight comedy that we saw from Bumblebee in Cyberverse and continue along that line. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think Bumblebee in the past has tried to be a character who brings other aspects to the role, in terms of, maybe he tries to bring some humor like in Animated, or side aspects like in Prime, not being able to talk. But ultimately, I think the straight man seems to have worked in Cyberverse, where he's sort of almost like a dumb person, learning as he goes, kind of childish behaviors. And I think that this new Bumblebee will not be childish, but will certainly be a bit more straight, a little bit more grown up version. Next up, we have Alan Tudyk as Optimus Prime.
Autobots, roll out! There's more to this than meets the eye.
The amazing Alan Tudyk, who has a ridiculously great range of capability in his terms of his voice acting and his physical acting. If you look at this guy, he's been in a multitude of different shows and films over the years, and he's performed amazingly in all of them, especially in the likes of Firefly and Serenity, where he played a comedic character who also had a bit of a straight man about him, didn't really understand what was going on a lot of the time, made some of those wisecracks that were a little bit more crass, I guess, but ultimately was a lovable character. And then in Star Wars, in Rogue One, as K2SO, as an excellent continuation of that, really, as a funny kind of very straight-faced character. I really enjoy his face acting is ridiculous as well, and of course he's been in the Transformers live-action movies as well, playing Dutch, the gay character, which I'm not sure really I enjoyed that as much. I think he will bring a totally different aesthetic to Optimus Prime. I think the range of his voice is amazing, and so he can bring a new characteristic to Prime, kind of like we've had in the past once Peter Cullen had handed over the reins to further actors down the line. The likes of Neil Kaplan, Gary Chalk, David Kay have all done excellent jobs of reinventing the character, but still keeping some of that immersive kind of Optimus Prime essence about their vocals. But I think Alan Tudyk might actually take this in a totally new direction, so that will be interesting. There'll still be heroism in Prime, but it might be a different way in which they portray him. And then we've got Cissy Jones as Alita 1.
Makes the job so much more fun.
This is a voice actor I don't know a lot about, but looking into her history, it does seem quite interesting in the sense that she's done some pretty big projects, the likes of The Owl House and Little Big Awesome, as well as some cameos in some cartoons like Spider-Man and Ghostbusters. She seems like a seasoned actress, and so she will bring something to the Alita 1 role, hopefully in the same way as which we saw from War for Cybertron, and continue that on. Next we have Rory McCann.
Terror in the skies.
Who is going to be playing Megatron, and he is a well-known actor if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, having been in multiple seasons of the show. I've never watched it myself, but this Scottish actor is going to bring something different again to the role of Megatron, something we haven't seen before, possibly a very strong accent. We haven't seen too much in the clips so far about his role, but I remember him most from Hot Fuzz when he played Lurch, and probably at a very much younger age. But he is a seasoned actor, and I'm sure he will bring something totally different to the role as well. Seasoned voice acting talent in the likes of Zeno Robinson, who's been in The Owl House also, Pokemon, many different series, the Resident Evil series that came on years ago, and all the way back to Ben 10, and Catherine Cavaria, who has been Miss Marvel in a number of series, including the Future Avengers and Spider-Man Ultimate Version.
What up? My name is Zeno Robinson. I play Thrash.
I am Catherine Kavari. I play Twitch. Twitch is an Earth-born Transformers robot. She's overzealous. She wants to prove to everyone that she's able to use these powers for good.
Thrash is a fun-loving, mischievous wild card, and he's the heart of the party.
And the last one I want to talk about, because I could go and talk about all the voice actors, but these are just my favorites that I've picked out, is Diedrich Bader, Mandroid, who is going to be one of the baddies, a human base.
I, Dr. Marin, will rid this planet of your invasive species.
Whatever you say, Mandroid.
What did you call me?
Half human, half android, Mandroid.
Baddie, or a human android, hence the name Mandroid, who's going to be bringing his amazing voice talents to this role. And this guy, Diedrich Bader, is an excellent actor. He's a very great comedic playing actor. He's got the ability to play emotional roles as well. I've seen him in a multitude of different things. And this guy, Diedrich Bader, I mean, he is a totally seasoned actor and voice actor. He's been in absolutely everything. I mean, I could roll off a huge list of things that he's been in, hundreds of shows and films, but I'm just going to name a couple of the ones that stood out to me as big shows, which some of you may have been interested in. The likes of the Harley Quinn series for Marvel, Wacky Races, the new Peter Parker he played in that show recently. We had Masters of the Universe, Lloyd in Space, the likes of Ultimate Spider-Man and Monsters vs. Aliens. But specifically for me, I really enjoyed him in two particular series slash films. The first being Office Space, the cult classic film of the 90s, early 2000s, where he played a ridiculously funny but wacky character, the next door neighbor for the main character, and in a small series called Outsourced, where he was outsourced to India in a call center, which was just hilarious. He played a ridiculously funny character in that as well. And I think he will bring a lot of humor, but also a lot of depth because of the deepness of his voice. And that will bring something different to Mandroid, who is obviously going to be quite the kind of Silas type evil adversary to the Autobots, presumably. So, I am really excited about Transformers Earthspark and some of these voice actors bringing some Ultra Marcus type excitement and passion and range to the series. Hopefully this will make it enjoyable for me. What do you think? Are you looking forward to the series? Is there any particular voice actor or character that you're looking forward to seeing in Earthspark, or are you just not interested in it at all? Let us know here on the show. For another week, I've been Rohan. Catch you again next week. Back to the studio.
Transformers, Rohans in disguise.